Welcome to CosmicRx Radio, a podcast that gives you real-life tools of spiritual empowerment and pure hype. I'm your host and intuitive guide, Madi Murphy. This week, the sky is giving bold clarity. It is giving sacred yapping medicine, and it is giving click, clack, connecting magic, okay? If you're ready to pick up what I'm putting down, then come on in. The water is warm. We got a full moon in Gemini. We have some very important Mercury moments this week. And we just have an astrology week that wants you to say it with your full chest. So if you're new here, welcome. I am your girl. I am your high vibe hype woman, your cosmic consultant. You're messy, but I hope the little bit magical metaphysician who is here to guide you on this wild ride of being a human. And if you are ready to use astrology, not just as some esoteric woo-woo or pop culture memes on the internet kind of a thing, instead as one of the most potent and powerful tools that we have to design and co-create with our life, then you're in the right spot. Grab a beverage, get comfy. Let's get on into it. So how are we doing? How are we feeling? Mercury is direct. Have we noticed anything? Let me know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. I love hearing the feedback from you of like, what were the Mercury retrograde hijinks? How are we processing it all now? I know I always get hit with the Mercury retrograde like ahead of time, like during the retro shadow in the beginning. And it's always just like my reminder, like, let the baddies know Mercury is coming, honey. But, before I get into the moon report of it all, the planetary planning of it all, just kick it into high gear at the Virgo announcements. So a lot of you I know are already registered. We have our Higher Vision Board workshop. This is going to be a live workshop. Isn't even the right word. Let's call it a play shop, if you will. This is a time for us just to be like besties, hang out, celestial slumber party vibes. We're going to make vision boards that actually work. I'm going to teach you some of my favorite tried and true tips, tricks, secrets. This is not giving like dusty old cut and paste. This ain't your mama's vision board, even though my mom's vision boards freaking work. They're very potent. We're going to take us up a notch. And we're also going to have fun and be silly and laugh together and chat and just, what I hope is infuse these vision boards with play, with joy, with silly goose energy. So your subconscious can feel delighted and excited for what the universe is going to be responding to with it. And we're going to do it in community with joy, with music, with glitter, if you're into that kind of a thing. So yeah, join us for that. And then of course, second and last Virgo announcement is just the Cosmic Call Retreat. Still has a few open spots. If you're ready to go, my heart is already there with you at Kripalu. This is big cosmic camp vibes. This is in-person IRL weekend. We are gathering the multidimensional leaders that we need right now. The bad bitches with the good hearts. The healers who may be in hiding. Come on out of the cosmic closet. Let's get into it. This is for the artists, for the revolution. This is the people who want to go into 2026 feeling fully resourced, empowered, tooled up with what they need in the practical realms, the magical realms, and of course, doing it in community. And yeah, so if you've been hearing that little voice and you feel like it's time to answer the cosmic call, come check out the details in the show notes on the Kripalu website. And of course, you can hit me up if you have any questions. So the announcements are done. Got the Virgo business out of the way. Let's talk about how to care for your heart and your body under this week's moon cycles. It's always my favorite thing to talk about the moon because I feel like we all love the moon. Whether you're a true cosmic baddie or you're just getting started, like we all love to look out and be like, look at the moon. And this week we have a full super moon. So we're all going to be wanting to look out the window and just be like, thank you, moon. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for reminding us that we are connected to something bigger than we might always realize. And just like the moon, she holds it down. She's the ultimate mama. So in terms of our vibes, our feelings, our needs, our wants, our desires, our cravings, our nervous system, the moon can help us decode a little bit of that. So on Monday, December 1st, the day this pod comes out, we are in Aries Moon Day. So we got a moon day on a Monday, Aries kickstarting the month. This month is going to be lit. I'm just going to say, if you believe it, you will receive it. This month in, the December astrology, it feels like we're meant to end the year in joy, in whimsy, in celebration. We did it. And the Aries moon kicking it off is just it's so beautiful. So this is big main character. Let us get it, honey. I am that bitch. I was that bitch. I stay that bitch energy. So do something that helps you feel into your fire, that feels good. Maybe take some bold baby bold steps into a new path. Send the email, ask for the meeting, take a hot girl walk, see what happens, say what you want, do what you want, wear what you want, take yourself out for a date because you are a snack. You are the whole damn buffet, actually. Move your body, get a sweat going, hype yourself up, and let yourself feel like fired up, right? Passion is our life force energy. And Aries moon days are great days to really actively and consciously co-create with that. We're not doing what I talked about last week, Sagittarius on Aries moon, picking fights just to pick them. We're going to let ourselves calm down, let ourselves get centered, let ourselves get more data before we make big decisions. And we're not going to fire off reactive texts or DMs in the heat of the moment. We're also not going to overbook ourselves. Sometimes all that fire energy, we can end up burning out, and you are here to light shit up, not burn the F out. So yeah, let's just be healthy with all that fire energy. Tuesday, December 2nd and Wednesday, December 3rd. These are Taurus moon days. So we are slowing down. We are shifting into the next lowest gear. We are sliding into the Taurus moon to feel earthy, to feel grounded, to say what feels good? I deserve to feel good. I'm allowed to feel good. The Taurus key in my book, where I get all into that. And this is just always the days of the month where we get to remember we are but earth angels having a human experience, but we get to have that human experience. So how can we prioritize that? How can we prioritize pleasure, good food, soft clothes, cuddles, nice smells, chocolate, massages, all of it, honey? And, do something that really grounds you. Maybe even think about a beautiful routine, something you can do to connect to beauty or pleasure on the daily. And usually we don't need more productivity hacks. We actually just need more beauty, more ritual. So if you're feeling, dreading cleaning up the kitchen, can we have a great playlist while we do it? If you're emails, can you light a candle, right? Set some mood lightings. It makes a big difference. So we're just gonna not on the Taurus moon days lean into some crazy stubbornness in terms of feeling fixed, digging our heels in, just because we don't want to change. It always is going to behoove us, the hoof of the bull, to really feel into uncertainty, or to allow ourselves to be surprised or to see something from someone else's perspective. Okay. And then again, we're just resting. We're resting, letting our body be the authority, because then we have this big ass super full moon. So this is on December 4th. We go into the Gemini moon energy, and we have a super full moon. So Thursday and Friday are Gemini moon days. And this is our big moment. Okay. There's going to be a lot of emotions coming up to the surface. Maybe our mind's going to be racing. Things are just going to feel amplified. In terms of energies, in terms of feelings, they're all coming into the fullness of the moon. So I'm going to talk more about how to work with the full moon in particular in terms of embodiment and manifestation and celebration. But Gemini moon days in general are always good to let yourself be curious, have a conversation, reach out. It's also in terms of self-care. It's a great time to journal or do what I love to do, which is record yourself on a voice note if you feel stuck or sticky on a problem. You could seek help, but sometimes that help can be yourself. Brain dumps, just things to clear the queue of the mind, the monkey mind. It's also a great day to write messages, put some pen to paper on stuff, whether that's writing content, blog, social posts, make a podcast, or at least think about how you would like to do that more and what that might look like. We're just going to avoid Sag, Sun, Gemini, Moon can sometimes just be very gossipy or get caught in drama spirals, or just say things we don't mean. I don't want to call it lying because it's not as intentional as that. It's over promising without having all the information, right? Overwhelming other people with too much information, over promising, right? Or exaggerating. Catch my drift. Also, we're going to look out for doom scrolling. Sometimes this Gemini Sag combo could just be more information, more information, more information. If I feel more information, I'll feel better. And it's your brain already knows. Your brain's already buzzing. You have the information you need on this. You just need to go integrate it and digest it, put to practice, into use. So yeah, so we're just going to make sure we feel do things help us feel grounded. We might feel a little scattered those days. So we'll talk more about the Gemini full moon and planetary planning. But then Saturday, December 6th and Sunday, December 7th, such like a beautiful, if astrology isn't real week, starting off Monday on an Aries moon and then wrapping up the weekend on a Cancer moon. Feels like we're shifting into big cozy crab, big blankie, stay home energy. We're entering like that holiday season. And we're definitely canceling corporate Christmas this year. Target and Amazon and all this stuff, like buying shit for buying shit's sake. But that doesn't mean like the holidays are canceled. Like I love this time of year of like making your home feel like that hearthy energy, that hig, I never know how to pronounce that word, but like the candles, the twinkle lights, the cards from people for people, like having a cup of something warm at night. This would be a great weekend to nest and prepare your space, make your home feel like a hug, check in with your inner child, like spend time with family or chosen family, people who feel safe, quality, really intentional, regenerative solo time, if that's what your heart needs. And the things that we're not going to do when it's a Cancer moon weekend, it could be like retreating into our shell in a way that doesn't feel really like serving us, or we're getting like doing it in a passive aggressive way where we're expecting people to read our mind about what we need. And we're not going to spiral into old stories that are dug up from feelings. Not every feeling has a fact attached to it. Sometimes we're just meant to feel it, to have it be, energy in motion, emotion. And we're definitely not taking on everyone else's emotions. Okay, honey? You're not like the lint trap for society's feels. Yeah, so give yourself permission to cry, to rest, to make soup, to say no, prioritize that emotional and energetic hygiene. And I think you'll like the way you're going to feel. I guarantee it. So that was your moon report. Let's go into our planetary planning. Let's talk about the big moves of the cosmos and how to work with them in real life. A lot of you liked how I gave the quick overview of the dates at the beginning, those of you who are calendar minded. So I'm going to do that again. So we have December 4th, full moon in Gemini, super moon at 13 degrees. Ooh, the feminine number. And I will break all these down, what they mean for you and what to do with them in a moment. But just in terms of the dates, then December 6th, we have Mercury is trining Jupiter. And this is the third of a trilogy of these that have happened before. Then we have December 7th, Mercury is trining Saturn. Like I said, lots of Mercury energy this week, right? We have a Mercury ruled full moon, super moon. And then we have like Mercury is definitely the star of the show this week. So let's break each of these down. And I'm going to give you one planetary prescription, digestible dose of information, so you can sync up your life with what's happening in the skies to align with your highest and hottest self. Now, remember, life doesn't have to happen to you. It gets to happen through you. And by having the awareness of the astrology, we can just have a little bit more language, right? A little bit more awareness, a little bit more of a tool of how to do that. So on December 4th, we have a full moon in Gemini. So what do I always tell you? The first thing for a full moon, we want to look back corresponding new moon that was 6 months prior. So I'm going to pull up that date, and that was on May 26th. We had a new moon in Gemini. So May 26th, what was starting or beginning for you around then and there, right? Was it a project? Was it a relationship? Was it a new theme, topic, opportunity? Was it a healing lesson? Like whatever that is, there is something coming into fullness under this full moon, full bloom. And in that bloom, you are meant to do something with that, to harvest that bloom, to honor it, to celebrate it, to prune it, to take it into the next thing that wants to be made manifest from that. So, full moon in Gemini, everyone, like there is something about your story that is wanting to be seen, understood, written, rewritten. So this is a great moment to, again, weave the past 6 months of information together to see what has the narrative been? What has the journey been? Sometimes life feels like a bunch of random things happening to us, but one reason I love working with astrology through a spiritual lens is realizing that nothing is random. It's all part of our becoming. So look at that. And then this is a great full moon to articulate, to activate and articulate our dreams, desires, wishes out loud. You listening to this, you deserve to have your voice heard. You deserve to remember that this is all a story, but you can write it, rewrite it. You can add new chapters, characters, plot, twists, settings at any given moment, honey. You are the author, you are the artist, you're the architect of the life. Okay. So think about that. But we usually have to, before we can, in between envisioning something and dreaming something and actually doing it, experiencing it, embodying it, there is the energy of articulating it, whether that's writing it down first and foremost in a journal, right? In a diary, in a planner. And then maybe there's the next level of speaking it. Not to everyone. Not everyone needs that energy. In fact, please don't share your dreams with everyone. They're very precious dreams. They're like very potent but delicate seedlings. You don't need everyone in your life to handle that. But who are the trusted people, right? Who get to hold the seedling, this newborn, if you will, of your dreams? Like, who can nurture that and caretake for that and see that with you? That might be a next step under this, right? Or this Gemini full moon just might want you to say things out loud. It could be just to yourself in the mirror. Like I said before, record a voice note. Gemini is really activated through communications, through talking, through connection. And also, there might be revelations and opportunities under a Gemini full moon to link up, to partner, to collaborate. What's so cool about speaking in our dreams is I always find that help is like 2 degrees away. So if you tell someone who's trusted, hey, I want to start this website. Hey, I want to go to this new city. Hey, I want to do a pop up for the holiday season. Hey, I want to get more involved in my community organizing. Chances are, like in an aligned way, people will surprise you. Like, hey, yeah, I just heard so and so is looking for help. I know my friend is a designer. My cousin, runs a soup kitchen. Like, there's like always that one help away, right? But you have to say the dream, the desire out loud to someone trusted, to activate it, to put it out there. And then it's so cool who shows up. And one of my favorite mantras that my cousin Kirsten helped me come up with, that she would always say, and I've just taken it as one of my like solid like go-to mantras, is there's helpers everywhere. When I get to say what I want and articulate my needs, it always is pleasantly, a pleasant surprise that there's help everywhere. So I encourage you to tap into that. And there is that expression of like, no one is coming to save you. And no one's coming to save you, yes, but like in an empowering way, it's because it's up to you. It's up to you to create the life you love and dream of. But I wouldn't be where I was without like my family, first and foremost, my sisters, my friends, my coworkers, my colleagues, my clients, all of you. So there are helpers out there. Okay. And I invite you to be open to that. This is also a beautiful day for launches, drops, debuts, or at least to get the buzz going on what you're building. Gemini is like the ultimate PR machine, the ultimate publicist, the ultimate marketing. It's like put something out there under the Gemini super full moon and people are going to be talking about it. Yeah, they are. Gemini also rules cars, gold travel. So you might also like take a little mini trip in your neighborhood, explore something new, go on a little road trip, something that helps open up, more inspiration for you. Just kind of like, some of the Gemini archetype things. Gemini is also very silly. Gemini loves to be playful, to be mischievous. So do something that helps you connect to like that eternal youth within. And a lot of that stems from curiosity, which is a Gemini keyword. So be curious, have fun, play with this full moon. Also, Gemini energy is like the student teacher archetype. It's like learn something to teach something, to learn something to teach something. So see what comes up for you. If there is something that you are feeling called to learn more about or to share and teach about. Now, this full moon is doing the most with Pluto and Venus, okay? So there is a lot of magnetism. There's a lot of potent charisma, charm, influence of that could be high. Why it's a great day to launch something. It's like, ooh. But you also need to make sure that you are not manipulating people with your words. Be transparent and making sure that you are really checking with your discernment. Super moon, full moons especially can make the energy, the emotions buzz really high, which can then sometimes override or overpower our better judgment, right? So I just like to say, like for us, let's always stay on the good side of good karma, clear communication. With other people, just tune in, right? Like tune in or like sit and wait on it. We're coming off of Mercury retrograde. We're still processing a lot that happened during that time. And so let's talk some mini rituals. I love a little ritual to work with the energy, to embody it, to like hone it, harness it in a really intentional way. So I would love for you to, like I said, do a little rewriting of the story, but think about, writing your story as a spell in your journal. So I would love to have you write a story like you're narrating a story, like an old rom-com or a fairy tale. And I want you to write out 3 origin stories for this next chapter. So what we're embodying now going forward. So like this is the story of how I finally stepped into my power. This is the story of how I launched my creative business. This is the story of how I officially broke up with burnout for once and for all. Like, what is the story that's starting now? This is the story of how I fell wildly and passionately in love. And I have a Chiron in Gemini, I have a North Node in Gemini, and the times in my life where I got to remember, oh yeah, this is my fucking story. This is my one true life. Sure as hell, I'm going to be the one with the pen. That's when shit got real, right? Instead of like moving out of that place of obligation or people pleasing or just not wanting to disrupt the status quo or stay in the comfort zone. When I remembered, I'm like, oh my God, this is my one life story. I want to make us a hell of a read. I want to make us a wild ass ride. That is when things get exciting. Okay. So let's talk it, let's live it like it's already done. Now, another thing you could do is I love a manifestation practice, a communication manifestation practice. So I would love for you to give your bestie a heads up before you do this, but send them a text, send them a voice note that you're like updating them on some great news that just came in, right? I had the best date of my life. This person showed up, or like, that date I had a few months ago, or formed the relationship. It's conscious, it's amazing, it's vibing. Oh my God, I just, scored my dream client. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, if you're like, I don't have anyone I trust with side information, Maddie, then I'm like, cool, send that text to yourself. Change your contact information to the universe if you want. I don't know. But text it to yourself. Send a voice note to yourself. There is something so cool about seeing that text in like the blue or whatever color screen you have in the blue box, right? Seeing that come through and hearing yourself talk, speak, and write about it like it's already existed. It's already there. Boom. This is quantum shift energy, baby. And then, shoot your shot. My last little like social media spell, make the D in DMs divine message. Reach out to one person, one brand that you would love to collaborate with or learn from or thank them for their work. And keep it honest, keep it to the point, and keep it specific. Here's what I do, here's why I admire you, and here's one idea I have, right? Here's why I would love to work with you. Here's what I could offer you. Or just thank you for what you do in the world. Like, shoot the shot. Full moons are for embodiment. They're celebration. They're like bringing something forward out in the world. Yeah. And again, like I said, it's a great time to launch something, to post something, to find your people, to connect with them. I lie. There is one more thing. There is, I will say, under Gemini full moon, the mystic messenger of Gemini. The mystic messenger is everywhere. So pay attention to the license plates you see, the music you hear, like the random things that come up in conversation. Notice the signs, okay? Like the signs are going to be signing. Who did I say is the star of the show this week? Mercury, and Mercury magic is always activated through those messages. Okay. So I'm so excited to see all the stories you're going to be rewriting and all the ways you're going to be showing up in your Gemini truthy truth. Oh, as the Mercury plot thickens, December 6th, Mercury trines Jupiter. Now, this has already happened 3 times. I will see if I can pull up those exact dates. If you've been here listening, probably, we're tracking them. But let's just see here. While I pull that up, I want you to think about Mercury is the messenger planet. Jupiter is the planet of big expansion, exaggeration. So with Mercury right now, it's like it's making a trine, Mercury in Scorpio with Jupiter in Cancer. And this is like bringing things up to the surface. This is expansive. We got a version of this transit. It was before Mercury went retrograde. So I do want you to think about like with this energy of like what ideas or pitches or inspiration was I called to revisit and refine? Did I get more information on during last month's Mercury retrograde? Because now Jupiter is like saying, luck is on your side. Like, go for it. This is like floodgate energy for breakthroughs, ahas. And this is a great time to act, right? Something that maybe felt like too big or out of reach a month ago now might be feeling like, oh, it's here. We just do want to remember, to pace ourselves, but definitely seize this mystical momentum. Take some steady steps in this direction. And let's see. Okay, so the first date of that was October 24th. And then the next date after that was November 22nd. So let those dates weave together and really see what, again, the story that is being told. One more time, those dates are October 24th, November 22nd, and then, of course, this December 6th date. So, yeah, trust that big green light, trust that. And I would always say, under these bigger moments, make space, right? Maybe block off an hour in your calendar, 30 minutes for just like a big idea, power hour, and like let yourself just see what's coming through. If I trusted my voice and my vision, I would do what, right? And then maybe think of one concrete step you can take from that, right? Sending the pitch, outlining the workshop, talking to your partner about this change you want to make, okay? And then December 7th, my little Santino, my little baby Sag's first birthday. My goodness, having children is a trip. Having their birthdays is another trip, because you're just like, how did all that like time? The days are short. The days are long. The years are short, as they say. But anyway, Mercury is going to trine Saturn, and this is also the third part of a trilogy. So this is Mercury in Scorpio making a trine to Saturn in Pisces. And those dates, the first one was October 25th. Mercury in Scorpio trining Saturn in Pisces. Then the second part of the story was November 22nd again. And then now we have here December 7th. So what are we doing with this? Let's look at the story. Let's look back at the calendar, the photos, the screenshots, the emails. What was happening then? Because now Mercury trining Jupiter gave us the big ideas, and now Mercury trining Saturn is saying, okay, how are we going to actually create structure so that this dream lasts, so it's sustainable, so it feels good? Like, Saturn gets a bad rap for being the big bully of the zodiac, but Saturn wants us to be like, can we actually create containers that feel good? Can we have structure so we can have more ease and more flow, right? So this is it. Like, this is the day of figuring out, like, what's the tool? What's the system? What's the automation? What's the plan? What do I need so I can feel like this vision is rooted in both intuition and practicality? Okay. So these planets now, both Mercury and Saturn, are direct. So you really will feel that green light. I want you to trust it, commit to something, finalize something, codify something, right? That you've been working through since late October. And also, because these are in water signs, I always want to remind us, water has to do with emotions. And with Mercury and Saturn, it's like emotional maturity. What does emotional maturity come from? Self-awareness, tuning in, clear, honest, straightforward communications. Okay. So these are things I want us to think about this day. So it's a great day to have those serious talks, to ask for advice from someone older than you, wiser than you, more experienced than you. It could be a great day to set a boundary, a commitment, like I said, a structure. So let's do that. Let's have that be our CosmicRx, our planetary prescription. Let's do something. Let's create a commitment ritual. Let's marry one of our big ass ideas. Let's take one project, habit from this brainstorm, and like think about how we're going to commit to that for the next 3 months. Let's write 3 small, realistic action steps, even if one of them is just like waking up 20 minutes earlier, meditating more, reaching out to new clients for 20 minutes a week, whatever it is, right? And read it out loud, sign it, place it somewhere you could see it often. Your altar, your desk, your work from home space, taped inside your cabinet where you get your coffee mugs every morning. If it feels aligned, you could also share that commitment. Again, Mercury likes to hear things spoken out loud. If there's a friend, a coach, or a community for accountability. Speaking of, we have a great community at Cosmic RX Plus, and we have a WhatsApp group, and people are always dropping in, like visions and celebrations and things there. And it really can really expand us to speak on something that's important in a trusted, safe place. And of course, working with Saturn can anchor us, can tether us in the best way so that this feels good. Sometimes big buzzy ideas can have our heads like floating off. So let Saturn give weight to what your soul has been whispering about for months, in the good kind of a weight. So that was your week in the cosmos, my love. That's the big hitters. And with this full moon, I just want you to remember, as the moon goes through phases, so do you. And you are not here to be perfect. You're not here to be, the same as everyone else. Goddess forbid. You are not here to fit into some tiny little box. You are full, you are dynamic, you are a multidimensional being, and you are really being called now more than ever to live in your cosmic zone, to live in the place of authenticity, the place of alignment, the place of embodiment. Okay, so if you want help and support in these big visions, come join us for the Higher Vision Workshop on December 2nd. And if you just need like a full life reset to step into your next leadership role, then ring, the cosmic call. Come on, answer it. So yeah, tag me as you do your full moon rituals or in your big idea power hours or anything we talked about. Send me in the DMs that celebratory text we talked about in the future so I can cheer you on and hype you up, because it is what I live to do. So until next time, remember, we're picking the cosmic zone, not your comfort zone. And I'm wrapping you in love, blessings, and prayers for big, fat, juicy checks and hot, fulfilling, toe curling sex, because you deserve it, damn it. Mwah. Do you love getting your Cosmic RX for the week here and want more? Make sure to sign up for our premium subscription so you can get exclusive access to bonus podcast episodes, all of my astrology info for the month ahead, and live new and full moon calls to help you manifest your dream life with an intentional international community of other cosmic baddies. Sign up through our link in show notes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to know more about Cosmic RX, head on over to thecosmicrx.com. And if you really love this show, I'd love it if you left a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. I super love hearing from you and reading your reviews. All right, you cosmic baddie, tune in next week. And until then, remember, love yourself fully, work your magic, and take no shit.